All right. Good afternoon, everyone. We want to welcome everyone to our second debate for today, part of our series for the National Kappa League Debate Challenge, the Centennial Edition. The topic for this afternoon's debate will be juveniles should be tried as adults for mass shooting deaths. We want to thank our judges for joining us today, Dr. Anisi Daniels, Ms. Tyra Kremling, and Ms. Michelle Como. We want to welcome our two teams that will be competing. We have Brother George Davidson coaching Dallas Alumni Chapter Kappa League. His competing members will be Bryson Baggett, Pharaoh Hooks, Eddie Stewart, Anthony Smith, Jamion Nash, and Kendall Beavers. I think those have changed based off of what we saw. From the Northern Province, we have Brother Robert Bryant coaching. On his team, we have Ethan Bryant, Brian Rivers, Alexander Wood, and Titus Smith. At this time, I will turn everything over to our National Kappa League Debate Challenge co-chair, Brother Kendrick Crawford. Brother Crawford.
Thank you, Brother Johnson. Greetings to everybody, and welcome to the National Kappa League Debate, the Centennial Edition. Today, as Brother Scott has explained, we have Dallas, Texas Alumni Chapter that will be competing, as well as the Northern Province of Michigan. To the Kappa Leaguers guy right from both chairs, we would like to say thank you for participating. This will be a scholarly debate. The debate will have a format and rubric based on the affirmative case being presented, as well as the negative case being presented. Each team will have an affirmative rebuttal, as well as a negative rebuttal. From there, the teams will present their closing remarks as negative as well as affirmative. As we go through this debate, please understand that in the rounds, you have 5 minutes to present your cases. Until we get to the final, the closing remarks are only 3 minutes, but I will let you know when you have 3 minutes left in your presentation, and then when you have 1 minute left in your presentation. Please remember that this is a scholarly debate. Let's be respectful of each person when they're presenting, and let's make this a great event. So from the first match we had today, we did have a winner of DOA. That's Belleville O'Fallon, Illinois Alumni Chapter. So they won the first debate where the topic was based around prayer in schools. Without further ado, Brother Scott, if everything is okay and everything's presented across the board, we'll get started with the debate.
All is in order. We're ready to begin.
Perfect. Okay, so for the coaches of the Northern Province of Michigan, is your team ready for debate?
Brother Crawford, our team is ready.
Thank you for the confirmation. For the Dallas, Texas Alumni Chapter, coaches, is your team ready for the debate?
Brother Crawford, we're ready.
Sounds great. Let's get started for debate. So the affirmative case. The affirmative case is going to be presented by Dallas, Texas Alumni Chapter. You will have 5 minutes to present. Please let me know who the first presenter is for the affirmative case.
The first presenter for the affirmative case is Pharaoh Hooks.
Mr. Hooks, are you ready to present your initial statement?
Yes, sir.
Sounds great. Mr. Hooks, so you have 5 minutes to present. Your time starts on me. Your time will start now.
So I am debating opening. I'm arguing an opening for the side. I do not should be tried. Sorry, I got some complications.
Mr. Hooks.
Yes, sir. Yes, thank you. Can we restart?
So before you continue, Mr. Hooks, let's stop the time clock. Once again, Northern Province coach, due to those technical difficulties, is it okay if we restart for the benefit of the Kappa Leaguers?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Hooks, your time starts. Once again, it's the final restart. You have 5 minutes to present. Your time starts now.
Thank you. I am opening and arguing on the affirmative side of why juveniles should be tried as adults. I have a couple of reasons, and I will state them. When children commit horrendous crimes, they can come back into society without the same notifications that adult offenders. An example is 12-year-old Jasmine Malvo, her boyfriend, who brutally murdered her family. At 23, her record can be closed, but as of now, society will never know that. She can walk around as a true homicide. My second reason is how punishment for adults eliminates the juvenile threshold for consequences associated with severe crime. This can result in expunged records and sealed records. Removing the leniency as a child transitions into adulthood, which creates an incentive to avoid criminal conduct. My third reason is that the youth have access to services that aren't available in the youth system, meaning many youth services only provide very little limited services compared to adult facilities, as they offer addiction, learning disabilities, mental health support, and continued education in life skills. Whereas youth services or facilities only really explain is instruction based rather than life skills learning that you learn. My last reasoning, or near last, is that punishment by sentencing as an adult offers society an opportunity to teach children about accountability. Criminal conduct is not always learned, and illegal activity should always carry a consequence, because without a consequence, it will result in more actions. Meaning, you can't contain these juveniles if they don't learn from anything. They will just continue to do these actions and crimes. An example is how Alvo and Jasmine, and how they could have been tried as youth. If they were tried as youth, then they would have 4 years instead of instead of 4 years, they would have 4 life sentences because of the multiple counts of murder that they did in the family. I also like to talk about adult time for adult crimes, meaning youth juveniles that are committing the same crimes as adults should be tried with adult times, as they are seen as dangerous and non-amenable. Another one is that youth have access to services that aren't always available in the youth system once again, and how if they are convicted as an adult offender, then they have more access to schooling and vocational skill development. Although youth facilities provide similar services as well as more instruction based, they don't get more life skills out of it. It doesn't really explain. They don't really get that guilt from what they've done. They might take it as a joke. Oh, I did that. They don't think they would have a consequence. So why not keep doing it or not worrying about what's going on in these actions? Adult facilities really target mental health as well, as they support and fund more, and they have you could say camps or
That's your time,
learning
Mr. Hook.
stations.
That's your time, Mr. Hook.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, next portion of our debate, we have questions that will come from the Northern Province of Michigan. Is your team ready to present your questions, Coach?
Our team is ready to present. Brian, go ahead.
All right, Brian, you will have 3 minutes to ask your questions to the affirmative side. Your time will start on me. Your time starts now.
Okay, so you said that the children would treat it as a joke and kind of won't understand the consequences, but what we could do is send them to juvenile detention where they can learn from what their mistakes are. So why would you want to send them to an adult prison where it's a very punitive system and you really don't learn from your actions? And why not send them to somewhere where they can actually learn from the actions and maybe in the future change what they're doing?
So like I talked about earlier, in adult facilities, they have like more states or camps where they can learn better off their mistakes. And you were talking about how juvenile detentions, right? If you put them there, then they can help them. But if you think about it, they're kind of like staying in the same environment. And if you have other kids that continue or do the same things, and they jump around compared to you have them next to an adult convict, right? That is telling them that you shouldn't do these things and you're messing yourself up. You don't want to do all this. That would scare them straight, right? So they would get focused and not want to do the things that they've done in the past.
But in prison, they're actually the adults, they're not all of them will be like that. Not all of them will be that way. Many are disrespectful. That's the reason they are in prison. So why should they be put in a place where they could possibly be raped or killed or stabbed? Because that's what happens to people in prison. Or they could go to a place where they'll be in a more safer environment, but still be able to have those consequences. It's not like in juvenile detention, they just can't have fun and do whatever. They're still going to be punished, but it will be a lighter punishment. So why should they not be able to go there instead of somewhere that they could possibly be killed?
Well, if juveniles are doing mass murders, what is the difference between an adult and a kid that is doing the same crime, right? They're both killers. And in adult facilities, they have rehab facilities that are well better managed and taken care of for all types of people and any experiences.
Well, actually, adults, they have fully developed brains. And if they're over the age of 25, they have a fully developed brain. So they actually might understand better the decisions they're making compared to a teenager like me. I'm 15 years old. I might not be able to understand the best at the decisions I'm making.
Time is up.
So
thank you for your presentation of questions to the Northern Province. We'll move on to the initial presentation of the next case from the Northern Province of Michigan. We'll have 5 minutes to present your case. Team, is the presenter ready for the negative case?
Brother Crawford, our team is ready. Ethan, go. Or I'm sorry, on Mr. Crawford.
All right, so you have 5 minutes to present your negative case, Ethan, and your time starts on me. And your time will start now.
Good afternoon, judges. The question at hand is, should juveniles be charged as adults in mass shooting deaths? So my name is Ethan Bryant, and my teammates and I do not believe they should be charged as adults. Why, you may ask? In the Supreme Court ruling, Jones v. Mississippi, and subsequently based off the precedent laid out by Miller v. Alabama and Roper v. Simmons, all three stated that the Eighth Amendment's prohibition of cruel and unusual punishment, quote, guarantees the individual the right to not be subjected to excessive sanctions. Additionally, Roper v. Simmons says that that right, quote, flows from the basic precept of justice that punishment for crime should be graduated in proportion to both the offender and the offense. This issue too draws up a major moral problem, both with those who share in our morals and those who don't. I ask this question: do we as a society have morals? We believe we do. See, morals is what determine what is just and unjust in our society. The affirmative would have you to believe that putting a child in prison, regardless of the crime, is morally just. What is that to say about their morals? See, if you would let a child go into the adult prison system, I am sorry to say that you have no morals. In the opinion of the National Institute of Justice, it is unconstitutional because children are not endowed the same rights as stated in the as adults as stated in the Constitution. Additionally, it is a violation of both the Equal Rights Clause and the Due Process Clause of the 14th Amendment to the Constitution. As stated in Roper v. Simmons, juveniles have a, quote, lack of maturity and an underdeveloped sense of responsibility, which can lead to recklessness, impulsivity, and heedless risk-taking. They are more vulnerable to negative influences and outside pressures from family and peers. They have a very limited control of their environment and sometimes find themselves without the ability to remove themselves from the environment. According to a study done by the Smithsonian, people's brains don't fully develop until the age of 25. And with that, throughout the age of adolescence, the brain is so moldable to the point where it's described as a bowl of Play-Doh. Roper v. Simmons and another case, Graham v. Florida, emphasize the, quote, distinctive attributes of youth diminish the peniological justifications or the judgment of society for imposing the harshest sentences on juvenile offenders, even when they commit terrible crimes. We acknowledge that the crime of mass shooting is wrong, but what is morally worse is having to go to bed at night knowing that you were the one to have to put a child into the adult prison system. See, the adult prison system is punitive, meaning that they are punished day in and day out, from the day they enter the gates to the day they leave. The juvenile system has been proven to be the more restorative model for punishment because it allows a child to learn from what they have done. So how do we fix this issue? We're not acknowledging that the child wasn't wrong if they had committed a shooting or a mass shooting. But how can we make this better for their future and for the betterment of the criminal justice system? We can improve the system by allocating more resources to juvenile detention, to counselors, social workers, and mental health professionals to help children in need. And with that, I yield back the balance of my time.
Thank you for that presentation on your opening statements. You stopped at 4 minutes and 12 seconds. All right, we'll have questioning now from Dallas, Texas, the affirmative team. You will have 3 minutes to present your questions. Dallas coach, please confirm that you are ready to present your questions.
We are ready to present our questions.
All right, so you have 3 minutes. Your time will start on me. Presenter, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, your time starts now.
Okay, what statistics do you have that can prove that what statistics do you have that can prove that juveniles who are taken into rehab instead of being taken to jail won't?
Presenter, stop. I'm going to stop your clock at 28 seconds. Could you please make sure everybody in the room has their cameras muted? I'm sorry, have their microphones muted, except for the presenter. If there's any phones with anyone in the room, please mic your mutes as well. Any televisions, any additional computers that will save bandwidth. Okay, we're going to start back your clock. It's at 28 seconds that has elapsed. You have a total of 3 minutes. Are you ready, presenter, to try this once again?
Yes.
Okay. Your time will restart at 28:62. Your time starts now.
What statistics do you have that can prove that juveniles who are taken into rehab instead of being taken to jail won't commit crime?
Well, I guess there are no guarantees as to if the juvenile system would prevent children from doing crime. I guess it really all falls down to, is the adult prison system worthy of a child? Like, is it worth throwing away a child's life as opposed to just teaching them from what they've done? Like, the one thing, when the juvenile court started up in 1899, it allowed children to receive individualized treatment to change their behavior so that way they could grow up and be a successful adult without being hindered by what they had done, and like they could move on.
Okay. Why should the law system condone juvenile mass killings when they are putting people's lives at risk and potentially ending their life?
I guess they shouldn't condone it, but is it worth throwing away a child's life again? And additionally, as the negative, we are just putting it out there that the status quo needs to change, and that we can't rewrite what's already been done, but we can really only work to improve the current system as we know it. So we're not necessarily having the legal system condone children committing mass shootings, but we're hoping to get more funds to mental health professionals and counselors so that way we can move on and, improve from our current situation.
Okay. Why would you risk the child community of their crime with no guarantees of them to change their behavior?
Wait, can you repeat your question?
Why would you risk the child community another crime with no guarantee?
Your time is up.
Okay.
Your presentation stops. Thank you for your questioning. All right, so we're upon our first breakout room session. In this session, each team will have 3 minutes to regroup, speak with the coaches, if you will, to move to the next round, which is the affirmative rebuttal and the negative rebuttal. Your time of 3 minutes will start on me for the breakout rooms. Your time will start now.
Welcome to Harris Stowe State University. I am Dr. LaTanya Collins-Smith, and I have the distinct honor of serving as the interim president of this historic institution. Harris Stowe is a preeminent, career-focused, and trailblazing historically Black university in Missouri, serving students of diverse ethnicities and backgrounds who want a rich, innovative, and engaging academic experience. For more than 160 years, we have been transforming the lives of our students and the communities we serve by providing a high-quality, affordable, and accessible education. We have evolved from a small teachers' college to a university offering more than 50 degree and certificate programs. Harris Stowe State University has seen record student enrollment, increased partnerships, and expanded our community outreach and programming in recent years. In addition to our career-focused academic programs, students also enjoy our vibrant campus life. Harris Stowe is a community truly focused on student success, student clubs, organizations, and athletics, which are essential to student life. Our dedicated faculty and supportive staff get to know students personally, act as mentors, and help them evolve into engaged members of a caring, close-knit campus community and larger global society. Whether you are a prospective student, a parent, a visitor, alum, a current member of our campus community, or just a friend, I am delighted to welcome you to our great institution. We thank you for your interest. Again, Welcome to Harris Stowe State University, where change happens here.
All right, welcome back to the National Capital League debate, the Centennial edition. All right, we're moving to the next portion of our national debate. It will be the rebuttals from both sides. Dallas, Texas, is your team back in?
They are back in and we're ready.
Sounds great. Northern Province, is your team back and ready for debate?
Our team is ready and ready to go.
Sounds great. Thank you, brothers. All right, our affirmative rebuttal. The affirmative will be coming from Dallas. Dallas, please let me know who your presenter will be.
Our presenter for the rebuttals will be Jamal Whetstone.
All righty. Mr. Whetstone, are you ready to present your rebuttal?
Yes, sir, I am.
You have 5 minutes to present. Your time will start on me. That 5 minutes will start now.
I'm Jamal Whetstone. I'm presenting the rebuttal for why youth involved in mass shootings should receive a dole sentence. I'm gonna start off with youth services that only provide limited services that don't compare to what like adult facilities offer, such as addiction help, learning disabilities, mental health support, continued education, and life skills. You can't receive those in a youth facility, and if they are put into an adult facility, they will most likely come out of that better. And I talked about, or the negative side, we talked about morals of putting the youth into adult facilities, but the morals don't match up with, the morals of the killings of the people who actually killed them don't match up for them to be put into an actual youth facility. So therefore, they should be put into an adult. The rehab that the juveniles can receive in adult facilities are with more experienced people than within youth facilities because they're dealing with fully developed brains and people who have committed these big crimes that we're talking about. So with the help of the the workers who are helping out at the adult facilities, they can help help prevent the child from committing another crime when they leave. The negative side also talked about underdeveloped brains. Actually, I'm going to close out right here.
Your time has stopped. Thanks for yielding back. You stop your time at 2 minutes and 54 seconds. All right, we'll go into our next breakout room. You will have 3 minutes to both teams to discuss, and we will come back for the negative rebuttal from the Northern Province of Michigan. The time for the breakout rooms will start on me, and that time starts now.
Imagine the possibilities. For some, this is simply a statement. For others, a challenge to see beyond the ordinary.
For more than 140 years, Claflin has celebrated the contributions of those who have gone before. They have served well, they have inspired, and they have taught us to follow their lead. Now the vision of Claflin University is to be recognized as one of the premier undergraduate teaching and research universities in the world. One that prepares effective and visionary leaders with global perspectives.
A proven formula for success, Claflin students are guided by a unique system of values that respects the whole person.
Part of our mission is to try to feed that entire person, that whole person, not just the mind with what it is that they need to learn, but also to contribute to their overall spiritual growth and development.
It's an approach that prepares young people to solve the world's greatest challenges while at the same time serving others.
They're training us in a mind state that if we're to be visionaries, then we have to conquer all this education now, but then put it to work in the world.
You can actually see that the people here care and want to see you succeed in life, and they actually act on that in helping you do that.
Committed to empowering its students with confidence, character, and pride, the Claflin experience also provides for an environment where exemplary academic achievement soars. Combined with the strength of its traditional liberal arts disciplines, students are encouraged to discover their passion and define their character. Expanding the university's study abroad initiative, establishing the freshman college, creating an honors college, and a leadership development center. These are just a few examples of how Claflin enables dreams to become reality and visionaries to become leaders. By design, the university continues to advance towards its goal of becoming a recognized center of excellence in STEM, a national agenda in higher education focused on science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. It's a Claflin priority that ensures today's students are better prepared to lead in an increasingly global and technological society.
My motto is that you teach and you provide the same services to these students as you would your kids at home. And so not only is it fulfilling for the student, but it is so fulfilling for me. So it's a passion that I have, and I wouldn't be anywhere else but here at Claflin teaching.
Inspiring by example, faculty engage students in vital research and the pursuit of innovative fields of study. Conducting cutting-edge research in everything from AIDS to nanotechnology to studying the decontamination of mustard gas, one of Claflin's signature scientific research projects that takes place in the new Molecular Science Research Center, the university is at the threshold of solving some of the world's most troublesome problems. And as students travel uncharted territory firsthand, faculty give students proof that anything is possible.
We are positioning Claflin University to be among the best universities, not only in the state, not only in the nation, but in the world.
All right, welcome back to the National Capital League Debate Centennial Edition. We will now hear the presentation from the negative side. Their rebuttal, this is Northern Province of Michigan. Northern Province, is your team back and ready for debate?
Our team is back and ready to go. Brian, you can start on Mr. Crawford's go.
All right, you will have a total of 5 minutes to present your rebuttal negative side. Your time will start on me. Your time starts now.
Okay, so some things that the affirmative side has said is that the detention centers, juvenile detention, they don't offer rehabilitation and mental health help. But the reason those things were made were for teenagers like me, like my age, could come out after doing a crime, could come out and be a better person and make better decisions in life. That's the reason the juvenile detention center was made, because at the time, teenagers don't understand what they're doing, because according to Smithsonian scientists, the young brain is very vulnerable, dynamic, and highly responsive to other things going on. So if they see other things around them happening a lot, it might keep them towards doing that themselves. And they don't understand it at the time. That's why they created the Juvenile Detention Center to rehabilitate him so they can learn from their decisions. It also has a higher success rate if you go to a juvenile detention center than going into an adult prison. They also said that adult prisons offer guidance. We are not sure of that. There are many grown men that come from prison, not the same person, due to other things happening to them in there that we don't know about. So imagine putting a 15-year-old child like me in there after making a crime that I didn't understand what I was doing at the time, and putting them in a prison with grown men with nobody being able to stop them. They are in a cell locked with other people. Who knows if they're going to be good people or not that would teach them the right things to do. According to the School Safe Initiative report, 87% of the children have been bullied. That means everybody has a breaking point. Everybody has a point where that may cause them to do something that they might not understand. If you're getting bullied, if you're in a space with plenty of kids your age and they are not, they don't, you seem like you're an outsider, you seem like you're an outcast, you might do something that you might not understand and might make outlandish decisions. Also, 98% of students have experienced personal loss or are dysfunctional from their homes. I myself have experienced a loss. At the time, I was 13 and my great-grandmother died and she was 66. I was sad, I was hurt, just a lot of things. And there was times where, I might not have been able to do it myself. And if they experience a loss, they might not know what to do at the time. And it may cause them to do something like this, a school shooting. So the way to stop these things and a way to improve on this is to the usage of juvenile detention centers, because according to the Library CQ Press, it has fallen 50% since 1999, which is a terrible thing. No wonder the world is in such a crazy loophole nowadays. So we should use the juvenile detention centers more so that these kids will be able to learn what other kids are like, just like them, around them, and be able to learn and understand like, oh, I made a terrible decision that could have cost my life, but I'm going to be able to get a second chance due to the fact that I might not understand what I was doing at the time. And also, like my teammate Ethan Bryan stated, it's illegal because in the Constitution, you had the 8th and 14th laws, which say these things, which say kids should not be put into adult prisons. So they shouldn't be allowed to do it. Also, I feel like counselors, the addition of counselors will also help this, as there's a counselors in all high schools. I feel like if we added more, they check on the kids weekly, it will also help their mental health, because mental health also plays a factor in this. According to the School Safe Initiative report, 98% of the kids also have been diagnosed with a mental health problem. So the addition of counselors will also help them with the mental health problem wise. The status quo that is going right now with the situation, with this type of situation, is not working. As you see, it's not changing anything. And we need to put more money into the juvenile system so that kids will stop doing these actions and they will make better decisions going on in their life. And that's it.
All right, your clock stopped at 4:21. Time has been yielded. Thank you for your presentation. All right, next portion of the debate, we will have our last breakout rooms for both teams. We'll move into the final round, the championship round, if you will. We will have the negative closing remarks as well as the affirmative closing remarks. Both teams, you will have 5 minutes for the breakout rooms. Your clock and time will start on me. That time starts now.
Kappa League TV.
Hi, this is Evan Jackson, Junior Grand Vice Polemark of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, and you're watching Kappa League TV.
Kappa League is part of the oldest and most successful African-American male mentorship program in U.S. history. Established by Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity in 1922, we have our 100-year anniversary coming up in just 2 years. And to celebrate that anniversary, our purpose is to put 140,000 young men into college by 2032, one for every initiate of the fraternity. We have lined up our membership requirements with the admissions requirements of our HBCU college system, so that when a kid comes into Kappa League, if he does what we tell him to do and follows our membership academic requirements, he automatically makes himself eligible to go to an HBCU. So every kid gets a chance to go to college every time, as long as he follows what the program tells him to do. So in order to do that and get that word out, we established something called Kappa League TV. And Kappa League TV is basically set up to help these young men create and control their own narrative. So the media right now is trying to tell everybody that African-American boys are thugs in hoodies. That is not the real truth about who our African-American youth is. And we need to give them a chance to control their own narrative, and that's what Kappa League TV does, is to take our young men and put them in shirts and ties and give them a platform to ask articulate, intelligent questions to articulate, intelligent people who answer them intelligently, therefore honoring and acknowledging the intelligence of the questioner. You see, by creating a platform for these young men to do what it is that they do to create their own narrative, we're actually allowing them to take control of their lives. And that's what Kappa League is here to do. And so this Kappa League TV Marathon is about putting Kappa League TV in a position that just by watching the content that these young men create, the content that's about the positive aspirations of the African American youth and the positive input that the African American adult community is having into the development of these youths, that just by watching this content, when enough of us do it, YouTube comes in and places advertising in and then pays Kappa League TV, and thus we are creating a YouTube platform that can potentially finance our purpose of getting 140,000 kids into college by 2032. That's what this program is really all about. So as you support us, know that there's a larger vision, there's a larger purpose. Have these young men come in and have an input into reshaping the world in their image, because that's what we have trained them to do. Every time you watch one of these videos or share it with a friend or a family member, you are supporting that purpose and that vision. And we like for all of you to come in, participate, share it with your family and friends, but not just the marathon. Share the vision, share the purpose, and let's go change the world. Kappa League TV.
back to the National Cap League Debate Centennial Edition Challenge. We're moving to our final round. This round will consist of the closing remarks. The closing and negative remarks will start with the Northern Province, and then we'll head over to our affirmative remarks, closing remarks from Dallas, Texas. Are both teams back and ready for the final rounds?
We are.
Dallas is back and ready.
Northern Province is back and ready.
Sounds great. Let's get started. Negative closing remarks, Northern Province, is your presenter ready?
Our presenter is ready. Alexander, you can start on Mr. Crawford's go. Bring us home.
Alexander, you will have 3 minutes. 3 minutes to present your closing remarks. Your time will start on me, and your time starts now.
As mentioned before by my teammates Ethan and Brian, we do not condone violence, and we believe that the juvenile justice system in our modern society is the best form of institutional punishment and rehabilitation for minors who have committed mass shootings. Also, it is more expensive for taxpayers to send children to adult criminal systems as opposed to the juvenile system. As a taxpayer, I wouldn't want to spend more money knowing a more effective resource was available. The justice system in our current state is not an appropriate solution to minors who have committed mass shooting crimes because it causes more harm to the community than good. The primary goal of juvenile justice systems, in addition to maintaining public safety and skill development, rehabilitation, and successful reintegration into the community. Several studies have compared recidivism rates to youth who are tried in criminal courts with youth who are retained in juvenile systems. 2 different studies approached the question, yet came back to the same basic conclusion. That youth subjected to more punitive adult court systems showed higher rates of recidivism and reoffended more quickly in comparison to youth in juvenile detention centers. A Florida study examined recidivism, amongst adolescent adult offenders who have been in juvenile versus adult criminal justice systems. In short, the status quo is not working. When children come out of both systems, 30 versus 19% are rearrested more quickly in 135 days versus 227 days on average. Also, the juvenile justice system takes a significantly more restorative approach than the adult criminal justice system. It focuses more on the child as a person in need of help and assistance instead of punishing them in front of a court. Multiple past studies hinted that adolescent brains are somehow wired to partake in risky behaviors and are more likely to partake in risky behaviors than their adult counterparts. Children's self-control circuits are not fully developed, creating a more pairing of unchecked, reckless behaviors. Not only does this study show how impressionable the adolescent mind is, but also how reactive it is. This is not to justify murder, though. Children are completely different than the adult, and it would be cruel to punish children and adults as the same. Again, this is not to justify murder, but to give more context for how a child versus an adult will react to everyday stimulants. And with this information, it is not right to charge a child. The negative does not condone murder. And also, the school officials need to be able to rapidly evaluate information that could warn impending school violence in conducting threat assessments before a violent outburst. That is within the school's description. According to a Purdue study, 69% of those committing violent acts using a gun had talked to school officials prior, which means schools are almost just as accountable as the child for other children's injuries and deaths. In closing, the negative believes that children who have committed these types of crimes should be sent throughout the juvenile system instead of trying to persuade people that locking children in cages like animals is acceptable, like the affirmative wants you to believe. And also, as counterintuitive as it may seem for the affirmative, we want to help both sides with an appropriate solution. We cannot rewrite the past, but we as a society can come together to work to improve the justice system for the present and for the foreseeable future.
That is your time. Thank you for your presentation. All right, we'll move into the affirmative closing remarks. This is Dallas Alumni Chapter. Dallas, is your presenter ready for the affirmative closing remarks?
Dallas is ready for their closing remarks.
All right, is your presenter ready? Is the presenter ready?
The presenter is ready. Is your laptop working?
Okay, sounds good. You will have 3 minutes to present your affirmative closing remarks. Your time will start on me. And your time starts now. Stopping your clock, presenter. You have 16 seconds that has already left. Please turn your camera on. Make sure your camera and your mic is ready to go. Bryson, are you ready for the continuation of your presentation?
Brother Crawford, I'm gonna pass my phone to Bryson because his camera is not working for whatever reason. So the name won't change, but I'm gonna pass mine to him.
That's fine. Just make sure everybody else is muted, please. All right, so 16 seconds has left. I will restart the clock now.
Juvenile courts were established at the turn of the 20th century on the assumption that juvenile criminality was caused by a lack of maturity and that juveniles could be helped. With this, despite the wide scope of preconceptions on other potential crimes committed by youth, mass murder has led to everything except mass incarceration. One of the most contentious issues in our country today is whether or not juveniles should be treated as adults, with many minors committed crimes that are unthinkable to some at our age. Judges have the last say in how these young individuals are treated. In fact, many claim that teenagers under the age of 18 are just kids, or they won't count them as young adults until they commit crimes. And the more serious the crime, the more keen these individuals are to refer to themselves as adults. This is really why no one seems to be able to agree on how these young people should be treated. Depending on the severity of the offense, they will be treated as adults or minors. Many court cases, including 14-year-olds and 15-year-olds being charged as adults for horrible crimes they have committed. We know that criminal behavior is not usually a taught behavior, but it might be treated as such in some households. Illegal conduct should always have consequences, whether it's a parking ticket or a person facing accusations in front of a jury. Unless there are exceptional circumstances, the majority of the people imposed by a juvenile justice system at the end of age 21, the use of the underdeveloped brain argument by juvenile advocates is disproved in this case. If brain growth was the cause, adolescent deaths would be essentially the same all around the world. This does not happen, and you will not witness teenagers murdering people all over the world. People simply don't understand how the brain develops, and they use this reasoning to try to reduce the offender's culpability. We know that rehab in adult facilities, when juveniles are placed in a facility with adults, there are pros and cons to everything, but we know that these adults have more experience, just like others, and they can gain information from these experienced people to change their own ways.
That is your time. Thank you for your presentation of your closing remarks. So that concludes our debate. So let's give both teams a round of applause on a great job. Thank you both to Dallas, Texas Alumni Chapter, as well as the Northern Province, Michigan, for your efforts today. I will turn it over to Brother Scott Johnson.
All right, if the judges would, at this time, start tallying up your scores. We want to thank our judges for taking time out today for participating and judging the debate today. Again, we want to thank both teams that participated valiantly. Also, I would like to take a moment just so we can recognize again why the videos that you saw were playing, that we played those videos during the commercials. So as we alluded to earlier, Harris-Stowe State University is where our championship round will be, and Claflin University is where our semifinals will be held. So we wanted to make sure that we highlighted those two universities so everyone knows for whatever chapters move forward, that's where they will be competing. And those competitions will be done live. So at this time, I want to take a moment to hear from the young men. Well, before we get to the young men, I want to hear from some of the parents first. What do you all think about what you saw that transpired, that you all saw transpired today? Anyone?
I don't know if it's fair if I jump in or not.
It's okay. Look, I'm gonna get to the coaches and the kids as well. But as a parent, if you have a young man that is your son, I understand.
I am a proud father of one of the young men within the Northern Province debate team. What I saw today was excellence at its best. Had the privilege to watch the 2 o'clock debate. And this is something that I wish we somewhat did on a national level when I was a Kappa Leaguer some 30 odd years ago. But young man, you did extremely well, all of you. Hold your heads up high. This is a skill that will take you beyond your high school years, well into college. You have even some adults that cannot do what you did today.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, Brother Brian. Any other parents?
I am not a parent. I'm a proud aunt. I just wanted to say that I wanted to recognize all of the young men. They did a phenomenal job, and it was a great pleasure. And I'm excited to have been invited to see this debate. And both sides did a great job. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Any more comments, feedback from parents, relatives, loved ones? All right. So let's talk to some of the gentlemen that competed today. I'd love to hear some feedback from you all. How was this experience, and what are you all looking forward to going forward with the debate?
Come on, Ethan. I think it will. Oh, yeah. Hi, my name is Ethan Bryant. I am one of the participants for the Northern Province debate team. And I think it was a great experience. I feel grateful to be on the team and just being surrounded by young minds who think like the way that we do. It's extraordinary in a way. I just want to personally congratulate both my team and also Dallas Alumni Chapter for all the hard work that you put in. And yeah, I look forward to the results.
There we go. Awesome. Awesome, Ethan.
My name is Ty Smith. I'm part of the Northern Providence chapter, and I wanted to congratulate the Dallas chapter. You guys did a great job. It was a great debate. It was just a lot of fun in general, and it was a great learning experience, and debating is a great skill that hopefully me and my teammates will continue to develop throughout our high school and collegiate careers. So I just wanted to thank everyone who orchestrated this debate. And
I'm curious. I don't want to influence.
Don't even do that.
You're hot.
Would like to thank. My name is Bryson Baggett. I have the honor of serving as the president for the Dallas Alumni Kappa League chapter. I too would like to thank the people who orchestrated this national debate and just giving me, my team and I the opportunity to compete. Also, congratulations to both my teammates and the Northern Province chapter as well. You guys competed great.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. What I'm going to do at this time are the poll marks from both chapters available for comment?
Yes.
We do have.
Alumni.
Oh, okay. There you go, Glenn.
I am Glenn Moore, poll mark of the Detroit Alumni chapter, and I am thoroughly impressed with the young men. Thank you for putting on the debate. I know there a lot of hard work went into preparing, and it showed on both sides. Both teams should be congratulated. and the young men have a wonderful future. Thank you.
All right.
In the absence of our pole mark, I am George Brother Davidson. I am a parent and the coach for some of the Kappa Leaguers here that are participating. I also want to thank you all for the time. I know the skills that they've acquired are very valuable. For the hard work and the preparation. I definitely know what you've gone through, and we sincerely appreciate this opportunity. Thank you.
All right. All right. So at this time, I'm going to turn it over to Brother Crawford so we can check on the scores to see what scoring has come in. Brother Crawford.
Thank you, Brother Scott. Congratulations to both teams once again, as the parents, coaches, as well as others have alluded to. This is an amazing opportunity to change your lives, your careers, and the trajectory. Kappa Alpha Psi is all about achievement, and you are our future. As Brother Scott Johnson alluded to, semifinals will be at Claflin University, as well as the championship at Harris-Stowe State University at St. Louis, Missouri. We hope to see one of your teams there. Please continue to push forward with your efforts of debate. Debate helps you in many levels and sectors of your life. Speech being one of the most important, and just the zeal to continue to push forward when adversity has hit. From there, I will see if there's anyone else who would like to give any encouraging words. I did see Mr. Robert trying to get in a couple times. Are you still online, Mr. Robert?
Pop, you can unmute.
Yes, I am. I am a grandparent of Ethan Bryant, and I just like to say that this debate has been outstanding, and want to commend both teams for participating, and as well as having done a lot of research to justify their positions. I also like to ditto what was previously said by my son, Robert Jr., in terms of preparation for life. Because believe me, when you take a stand, it makes a difference how you defend that stand and what you have going both in personal life and professional life as you move through life. So I want to commend the leaders of both teams, as well as the sponsors and the coordinators of this program. You all have done a fantastic job, and I'm just so proud of what the fraternity is doing and is going to do, continue to do going forward in terms of raising our young men to not only to become successful in life, family life, their professional life, as well as be a major contribution to the society. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Bryant. Brother, we appreciate your service at Kappa Alpha Psi as well. All right, so we're going to move over next to Brother Terry Ward. He's going to speak on behalf of the National Guide Right Commission Executive Committee. Brother Ward, if you will, a couple words would be great.
Yes, good evening, everyone. And thank you for joining this afternoon's activities. On behalf of the National Guide Right, my name is Terry Ward. Again, I'm the Northern Province Guide Right Chair, but on behalf of Brother Kevin Burnett, who's the National Chair, I want to bring greetings on behalf of them. I want to stress that this activity today was outstanding. Both teams exemplified a lot of excellence and preparation for this. These type of things instill confidence, research skills, and presentation skills that you can gain, and you can't do anything in life without doing things within the future. But again, I know this is really something that we look forward to year and year again. I want to commend Brother Johnson and for this work that they've done on this. This is excellent. Brother Johnson and Brother Crawford, for them putting this together, this is outstanding. This is excellent opportunity for these students to gain this confidence and this experience this is something that they'll be able to look back on and really be really proud of themselves on how they've achieved. So again, on behalf of the National Guide Right, I want to welcome you to this afternoon activities, and I hope you enjoyed it. But for the most part, I know this was a great experience for the students, and I hope they get a lot out of it. So thanks again, and we hopefully get good results from this. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Ward. Brother Johnson, how many scores do we have in? Are we still needing a little more time?
So far, we have one judge's scores in.
Okay. Sounds good. We'll continue to move through the process. Is Dr. Edwards online? All right,
yes,
Dr. Edwards.
I'm here.
Yep, great. Dr. Edwards is a part of the National Debate Team Committee as a co-chair. Any input today, brother? We're missing you here. I know you had a basketball event. We're glad
Yeah,
you're
sorry for that. I'm out of uniform, but I'm here. Wow, really great. I'm really proud of the guys. I see a lot of guys from last year back at it again, which means that there's consistency and there's dedication into doing what we're doing. When you hear a brother say that we did something like this 30 years ago, that means that we're on the right track because that brother is here again, his father's here, and his son's here. So when you're talking about legacy, when you're talking about generational wealth in terms of Kappa Alpha Psi, you're seeing that here. And that's why we're doing what we're doing. The three things that you're going to need in life, you're doing. You're going to need to be able to do scholarly research to make sure you understand the topic. You're going to be able to organize your thoughts and put them together in times of argument, right? In times of challenge. And then the third thing is you're going to be able to persuade others to your side. And if you can take those three gifts, those three skills, and build upon them, you're going to do very well in life. So I commend the young men that are here today, and I challenge you to continue on in life and all that you do, achievement. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Edwards. So I think our scores are in. Brother Scott?
Our scores are in. Before I give who the winner is for today and who will be moving forward, we want to ask everyone to turn your cameras on. We want to get a screenshot of everybody that participated today. All right.
We've got 68 people in this Zoom. That's great.
All right. Okay. So the moment that we've all been waiting for. Let me make sure I got everything right here. Okay. All right. So the team that will be moving on to the next round is the Northern Province. Great job, Northern Province. Both teams, a round of applause for both teams for competing, coming forth and showing up today to compete. I'll ask that we get a representative from each team to give us some words real quick before we close out. So we'll start with the Northern Province since they won.
Performance by all the Kappa League debaters was outstanding on both sides.
So wait, Titus, you want to take this one?
Yeah, I got it. Just on behalf of the whole Northern Province and me, Brian, Ethan, and Xander, we would like to thank everyone who orchestrated this event. We would like to thank the Dallas chapter for being great competitors. You guys put up a great fight, and it was just great to compete against you guys. I'm really proud of my team, and I'm really proud of where we are right now and where we're going to go. So let's keep it up, guys.
All right. Can we get a representative from Dallas Alumni? Okay, we got Coach. Anyone from Dallas Alumni
Yeah.
Kappa League? Oh, okay, there we go.
President was speaking. Maybe the laptop again isn't working here. My apologies.
All right.
On behalf of the Dallas Alumni Kappa League chapter, thank you. We greatly appreciate the competitors and the people who set this event up and allowed us to compete. Congratulations and good luck on you guys' other debates.
All right. So having heard from both teams, I want to thank our judges again for taking time out of your day today. We greatly, greatly appreciate you all. Parents, we thank you all for putting the time in and putting the commitment in with your young men. Brothers, as always, thank you all for the effort that you put forth with building our young men up and mentoring our young men. Everyone, we hope you have a wonderful day, and we will give the rest of your afternoon back to you. Have a great day.
Have a great day, everyone.
Have a great day. Great job.
Great job, everybody.